Grand Champion American Heifer is Kayla Hicks from Klein. And Reserve Champion American Heifer is Madeline Vilas from Klein Kane.
Class 3 and Class 4 British, please be on standby. Class 3 and Class 4 British heifers, please be on standby.
Tremendously nice Angus female that leads off this class in this division, and I tell you, that one right there is pretty cool to look at. She paints a nice picture from the side. She's one of those little bitty, tiny-headed, tight-jawed, good-necked ones, and comes out high enough out of the point of her shoulder to look good, and then she's so soft in her midsection. And then what's surprising about her is she's pretty stout-footed, she's pretty stout-boned, and when she reaches and takes a step, so much authority in her hind leg. She reaches and she feels and she gets it and she goes, and it's a pretty good one from end to end. Congratulations, young lady. I think she's pretty nice. The Red Angus heifer that comes second, she's no slouch in her own right. Big-bellied, proper in her condition, just made like a maternal brood cow. A little bit plainer as she goes through her front 1/3. Not quite the authority off her hind two as a heifer that leads off the class, but a lot of quality in her as well. So good pair of females. Congratulations to both.
Class 1 British heifer results. In second place, Molly Oberath, Klein Collins. And in first place, Rayleigh Lord, Klein Oak. Coming back for Showmanship, Rayleigh Lord, Klein Oak.
Class 4 British, please make your way to the ring. Class 4, please make your way to the ring.
You know, a really nice Angus heifer to lead off this class. You know, she's one of those very, very elegant ones that's beautiful through her front 1/3 and then has that big old center portion of her body in her. And with that, yeah, maybe just a tick easier in her top side than some, but she's got that look. And when you set her in motion, so appropriate in her hind leg, the way she sets them down and drives. Nice female to lead off with, young lady. The heifer in second, I tell you that, young lady, when you came into the ring, your heifer wasn't just real fond of stepping right, and I thought she was a little straighter shouldered and straighter kneed than I wanted. She could have been 6th or 7th. Once you got her in here, she got used to shaving. She's fine on her feet and legs, and she just need to get that feel underneath her. Long-bodied one, long-necked, good-headed, square-topped one, a little shorter in her hip maybe than would be ideal, but I think she's just one of those relatively fault-free, middle-of-the-road kind of cattle. Good job by you. The next heifer in line, the red heifer there, she's more moderate, but boy, she's chock full of meat, big hips, big bellied, little more restricted in motion, little more conventional through her front 1/3. Hereford heifer's made extremely well. She's sound, she's long, she's lean. She's one that's got a nice look to her, just not a lot of her. Not as much rib shape in her, not as much muscle. A little rounder made one comes next there. Wants to get a little higher in her tail head setting there for me. I want to pull her down in her tail head setting and then chisel her front end out just a bit. The big red heifer that closes, a lot of good in her as well. She's got plenty of rib shape. She gets plainer through her front 1/3. She again is one that gets a little easier in her loin, wants to break a bit when you set her in motion. Nice class there. Good job by those exhibitors.
Results from Class 2 British. In 6th place, we have Cora Winston from Klein. In 5th place, Maya Schwint from Klein. In 4th place, Luke Turner from Klein Oak. In 3rd place, Zachariah Lyles from Klein Oak. In 2nd place, Madeline Herndon from Klein Oak. In 1st place, Lauren Brazel, Klein Cane. Coming back for showmanship, Zachariah Lyles, Klein Oak, Maya Schwint, Klein, and Lauren Brazel, Klein Cane.
We need all 1st and 2nd place British heifers to the ring. All 1st and 2nds.
Again, the Angus heifer that leads off with, I think, is the most complete of the pair. She's the most balanced of the pair. She's the most elegant through her front 1/3, ties in better right there at the top side of her shoulder. Doesn't lack for some rib shape, certainly sound as she goes. I think just a nice individual. The spotted heifer, shorthorn appearing heifer that comes 2nd here. A lot of meat in this guy, in this girl, a lot of foot size, a lot of bone, but still relatively clean jointed, and I like that about her. Not quite as neat in her shoulder in the way that it ties into her body, wants to be a bit bolder there, and then she scares me a bit on her left hind, not quite as flexible there. Good pair of females, congratulations to them.
Results from Class 3 British. In 2nd place, Cole Gray from Klein Oak. In 1st place, Hudson Heckler, Klein Oak. Coming back for showmanship, Hudson Heckler.
Close the British with a single entry Hereford female here. Here's one of those real practically designed ones. She's bow ribbed, and I think she's awful maternal in her overall makeup. She's not a one that you would just say, wow, what has the extra bells and whistles, but she's so maternal, she's so complete, she's so neat fronted, and yet she's true to her top side and sound on her feet and legs. So she'll fit in this champion lineup here in a minute, and we'll see where she actually fits with the other cattle. Good job with the single entry by this young man.
Class 4 British results. In first place, Jensen Corriston, Klein Collins.
Class 1 and Class 2 exotics, please make your way to the ring. Class 1 and Class 2 exotics, please make your way to the ring.
Again, a really nice lineup of class winners and seconds, if you will. Let's give these exhibitors a big round of applause for a nice set of cattle. We actually let a few young men in the ring now, so we got a few of them in here, not only girls. But I think from the standpoint of good functional sound cattle with some look to them and some balance to them, I think we have that in all 7 of these individuals. Single entry out of the last class, so there is no second in that particular class. When you analyze them, though, you have good cattle out here, but there's one that's exceptional, and by exceptional, I mean she's exceptional in this lineup, and I would think just for type and kind, she's probably fairly exceptional whenever she fits in a lineup because she has that look, she has the design, she has the motion, and then she just has the extra bells and whistles, and we can take 10 minutes and judge them. She's going to win it unless she jumps out the arena, and that's the Class 1 heifer. Congratulations to you, young lady. That's a nice female that comes out of the first class. Had a second place heifer in that class, the red heifer, red Angus heifer. Again, a nice female, but I think it gets pretty close for me between the 2 black heifers directly in front of me. The difference in the cattle is the hip, the length of hip, the squareness of hip, and the way that they come out of their pin set into their tail head. Once I get into that region of their body, then they separate a bit. The Class 2's reserve. Congratulations, young lady.
Hello. Your reserve champion British heifer is Lauren Brazel from Klein Cane, and your grand champion British is Rayleigh Lord from Klein Oak.
Class 2 exotics, please make your way to the ring. Class 3, please be on standby. Once again, Class 3, please be on standby.
Only one heifer in this class, but I think an awful good female as well. And here's one that's a young man. She's a Shorthorn Plus, and just that big foot and that big leg and a lot of circumference of bone, but yet clean jointed, long strided, nice ones. You see her in motion, she's awful nice. So she's one of those that relatively the same beast in motion as she is on the stop. Now, I guess ideally, yes, you could chisel her front 1/3 down just a bit, but that's getting awful nitpicky on an awful nice female. Good job, young man.
Class 1 exotic results, Louis D. Giovanni in first from Klein Oak.
Class 3 exotics, please make your way to the ring. Class 3, please make your way. Class 4, go ahead and make your way to the ring as well. Once again, Class 4 exotics, go ahead and make your way to the ring.
You got it, Paul. I love you. I love you, son. Send me that photo.
Well, again, a nice class all the way through. The top pair are close, but they're close for different reasons. The white heifer, I will tell you, on the stop, I like the black heifer tremendously better than the white heifer. I think she squares up a tick better. On the move, there's no comparison. The Charolais heifer has the flex and give out of her knee that she needs to have. She has the flex and give out of her hock that she needs to have. Takes a nice long stride. And when she comes to a stop and squares up there, man, she gives you a nice look. In motion, she's a little piecey through her hip, but she's so much sounder off her hind, too. The black heifer, when she comes to a stop, man, she gives you a striking profile. She's a big-bellied one with a lot of muscle to her, still nice enough through her front 1/3. But even when she comes to a stop, she wants to push her shoulder over just a bit, wants to push her knee over just a bit. Then you set her in motion, and she's just too short-strided for me. Needs to get out and reach and take a better step. The black heifer that comes next is the biggest bellied one in the class. She's a cool-headed one as well. Feminine enough through her front 1/3, a little bit deeper through her chest 4. Want to bring her down in her tail hit setting. The white Charolais heifer that comes next, she's the one that I think's got some awful good pieces to her. A bit greener in her overall design, shows me just a bit more, I think, just not quite as neat through her top side, not quite as neat through her forearm. The striped heifer that closes on the stop, she can win the class. If that thing doesn't have to walk, she's plenty good. When you set her in motion, she's too upright on her hind 2, carries it from hock to ground awful straight, needs to have more flex in her pastern as well. Good class there, interesting pair on the top side.
Class 2 exotic results. In 5th place, Trinity Morris, Klein Collins. In 4th place, Liliana Velasquez, Klein Kane. In 3rd place, Paul Logan, Klein Oak. In 2nd place, Kennedy Griffin, Klein. In 1st place, Sierra Meza, Klein. Coming back for showmanship, Sierra Meza and Paul Logan.
We need reserve division heifers to be on standby. Once again, reserve division heifers on standby.
Levi, everybody cheered for you when you came in and you won the class. Ain't nobody cheered for you. They left you hanging. Practicality and maternity play a trump card in this class, and I think the heifer that leads off with, man, what a nice middle-of-the-road one right there. She's never going to be the biggest or the widest, but she's so appropriate in the way her skeleton's made. She's so good in the center portion of her body. She's feminine enough to her front 1/3. beautiful udder promise underneath this one. Now, she has the kiss of death, and I can tell you Levi's a lucky guy because she's got that white spot in the middle of her back, and there'll be about half or three-quarters of the people say, well, she breaks in her top. She's not good enough in her loin. We showed a short-horn heifer just like her, was dark red and had that big white patch, and I get tired of people saying that. You get in behind that heifer, she's as true hipped and as true topped as any as I've seen. So that's a nice female to lead off with, just more my type and kind. Congratulations to you. The heifer that comes second is a big, bold, ribbed one. And I mean, you can't put any more rib in one, really thick-ended one, really big-topped one. With that, she gets more conventional for me. She's shorter in her cannon. She's not as high out of the top side of her shoulder. She's shorter through her front 1/3. I need to stretch her old neck out, just give her just a touch more femininity. I tone her back a bit on her condition. I think she frees up in motion if she doesn't carry quite the grease she does. Beautiful ribbed one, though. Big-topped one as well. Good job by that young man.
Results from Class 3 exotics. In second place, Keone Brumman from Klein. And in first place, coming back for showmanship, Levi Dixon, Klein.
We're going to end this Continental division with a pair, and from the standpoint of why the good Lord put cows here, that's why he put them here, to have more cows, and she's doing her job. Nice udder underneath this gal, and relatively good shape for one that's milking and feeding this big heifer calf on her side. And she certainly, I think, produced herself, or maybe outproduced herself. Her heifer calf gets a bit more square out of her hip than the mom, and I think maybe a little bit heavier structured. So good pair there. Congratulations to them. Single entry, but a nice entry.
Class 4 exotics results. In first place, Caitlin Rogers, Klein.
Reserve divisions, please make your way to the ring. Reserve divisions, please make your way to the ring. Reserve American Division, you are needed at the ring. Reserve American Division, you are needed at the ring.
Well, again, I think an awful nice lineup of cattle. Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause for being your class winners. This will be the closest decision I made. I'm not saying the two best ones I've seen all night are in here. I'm just saying this will be the closest decision for me because in type and kind, maybe one suits me a little better, and then maybe in quality, one suits me a little better. And I'm not taking anything away from the rest of those cattle, but the two I like the best are in here right now, and it's a decision for me as I go back and forth between the cattle. As I see them, I like them a certain way, and I try sometimes to talk myself out of this a decision, and I'm thinking, nah, let's do something different. I will tell you, I really don't care who second guesses me. I just hate it when I second guess myself. And sometimes in this lineup, there's some give and take. I think there's more flash in the pan on one. I think there's one that's bigger footed. I think there's one that's stouter boned. I think there's one that's still sound enough. And I guess I'd chisel it just a touch through the front 1/3, but I like that single entry up front to win this deal. Congratulations to you, young man. That's a nice female there. She's your champion, and in a very close decision, the spotted heifer, Levi's heifer, you're going to be reserved, Levi. Congratulations to you.
Your reserve champion exotic heifer is Levi Dixon from Klein, and your grand champion exotic heifer is Louis D. Giovanni from Klein Oak.
If you got called back for showmanship, please be on standby. Once again, if you got called back for showmanship, please be on standby.
Well, it has been my pleasure. Hey, leave Levi alone for a minute. He's getting nervous. Hold off. I hope Levi can control his crowd. I'm gonna tell you something. You have no idea the quality of cattle. Ain't I right? Do I lie? You two young ladies on the front, I will call a spade a spade. And I'll put the foot in your butt when you need it. But I'll hug your neck when you need. You got 6 of them out here that are nice. And these are nice cattle. And I go down the road a whole lot, and I'm going to tell you, these cattle can compete on a lot of levels. And you should be proud of that. And I don't like to use the term, but I am. But for a school show is a bad term to use. But to have this type of quality in a school show as your 3 breed champions and 3 reserve breed champions, you should be very proud of what these kids have accomplished. Now this is Now, this is the program that's near and dear to my heart because there's not always a paycheck at the end of the road. And sometimes you can win a lot in the ring and you can't win a lot at home. And that's happened to us as well. So I understand, you know, the relationship we build with these heifers and the fact that these heifers are really good. I'm proud of you. And as I go through the cattle are similar in the fact that they have some look, they have some volume, they have some flexibility, and then they have those extras that go with it, just a little bit of extras that go with it. So congratulations. It's been my honor to be here. I don't always remember, I mean, I don't always do everything, and I'll never say the one that's the best. I'll always say the one I like the best and the one I like the second best. But I can tell you last year in this very ring, have no idea who it was, but it was a young lady, I think she was blonde, showed a limb flex heifer that won this deal. It was real good. And I remember that heifer being in the Klein FFE show, and I just like, how in the world where did this thing come from? The one that's going to win tonight is another one of those, where did this thing come from? And I like them all. So congratulations to each and every one of you. It's my opinion tonight. I'll show you a couple that I think are the best two out here. Not only the best two in a school arena, but also the best two, I think, when you represent them and put them in front of their contemporaries at maybe even another level because of what they are. So been my pleasure to be here. Miss Acord, well, it is great that she's going to do your showmanship, and believe it or not, her dad and myself are good friends and been around the roads for a long time, so to get to judge with one of my buddy's daughters is a pretty cool deal. So I won't say anything else. Angus girl, you win this deal. Congratulations. That is a tremendous Angus heifer. You are the champion. It's a closer decision for me. For a reserve, hold on. Oh, you gonna take my picture too? Closer decision for me, but the gray Brahmin up front will be reserved. Congratulations to you.
Your reserve champion heifer is Kayla Hicks from Klein. And your grand champion heifer is Rayleigh Lord from Klein Oak.
As we transition into our showmanship for our heifers, we will now introduce our judge, Miss Audrey Accord. We are pleased to welcome Miss Accord as our judge for today's heifer showmanship. She is a respected figure in the American Brangus industry. She has shown champion Brangus cattle at major livestock shows and brings strong knowledge of cattle presentation and show ring excellence. Please join us in welcoming Miss Audrey Accord. Once again, if you are called back for showmanship, you are needed at the ring. If you are called back for showmanship, you are needed at the ring. We are missing 3 of you.
Let's go, Justin! Let's go! Hey, Paul. Paul Logan. Just sold Diamond 81252F.
Yes, yes,
JSUL.
yes.
JSUL.
No. No, it's Paul. It's JS.
JSUL. JSUL. Diamond, yes. Jeez Louise, big guy. You're my diamond.
My Reagan.
You're my diamond, Paul. In my pocket. My baby's got a heart of gold. That's you. You're my baby.
If we can give these exhibitors a round of applause. If you were pulled, please make sure that you stay back there for the final wave. However, everyone else off to the side, y'all can go ahead and go on back to your pins. So please give these exhibitors a round of applause as they exit. All right, if we could give these exhibitors a round of applause again as they exit the ring. If you were pulled, please stay back. You'll still exit, but you'll come back in for the overall showmanship. But please give these exhibitors a round of applause as they head out of the gate. If y'all were pulled, y'all can go ahead and head out.
I thought you had left earlier.
At the conclusion of showmanship, we need the Grand and Reserve exotics to the backdrop with your banners. Once again, at the conclusion of showmanship, we need the Grand and Reserve exotics with their banners.
This is a really awesome group of kids that we have out here. If you guys would give them a round of applause. Not to take anything away from the kids that got sent back or didn't get pulled, but this is a really awesome group of kids. It's going to be kind of difficult for me to only pick two. I'm not real big on speeches, so thank you guys for having me out, and I'll go show you the two that I like the best.
Your grand champion showman is Maya Schwint from Klein, and your reserve champion showman is Lauren Brazel from Klein Kane. That will conclude our Heifer Show, and it is our last show of the evening. That is now your 1 hour warning. The barn will close in 1 hour, so the time is 7:15. The barn will close at 8:15. Just a reminder, the barn will close in 1 hour.